48 hours after a cab driver was shot and killed near Adams Morgan, the D.C. Council held a hearing on taxi safety today. It was organized weeks ago, focused on assaults and the abuse of cab passengers. But in light of this week's shooting, the council is also considering new measures to keep drivers safe. Mike Canine has more.
We begin with a moment of silence.
Councilmember Mary Chase started this public roundtable on taxicab safety by offering her condolences to the family of Solomon Okoro. Around 3 a.m. Tuesday, he was robbed, then shot to death in Adams Morgan.
How can we make this less dangerous?
Jim Graham suggested DC taxis should install bulletproof barriers, but many cabbies have resisted that because their cabs are for professional and personal use. Taxicab Commission Chairman Ron Linton says safety will improve for drivers and passengers this summer as DC installs credit card systems, panic buttons, and new dome lights. Still, women like Jen Corey say they'll never hail a taxi again. 2 years ago, when she requested a ride from Georgetown to Friendship Heights, she says her cabbie became enraged and sped off in the opposite direction.
I called the police from the back seat while crying and banging on his seat to make him stop. He eventually slammed on the brakes just enough so that I could jump out of the cab, and then he took off. I was now left even further away from where I needed to go, alone in the dark under the Whitehurst Freeway.
Earlier this year, Linton told the council his commission receives about 150 complaints per month, and 80% are mostly women reporting verbal or physical harassment. But today, the numbers were much lower.
Now we're hearing in an industry that does about 7 or 8 million trips a year, there are only 33 complaints, not proven incidents.
Taxicab Commission officials say one challenge is that a lot of the complaints are filed by tourists who, after leaving town, don't always follow through with the adjudication process. But the bigger problem, whether tourists or locals, is that victims of harassment or assault in cabs simply can't identify the driver.
Too often we get complaints without the person complaining having the kind of information that allows us to identify who the perpetrator was.
In Northwest, Mike Canine, News Channel 8.